Hello everyone, welcome back to Center Stand Mechanics. My name is Kyle, and today we're going to do some more work on the Honda Silverwing. I'm still waiting for some parts to come in the mail, but I got some. What do I got here? I've got O-ring for the drain plug, an oil filter, got spark plugs, and a new air filter. So I can do some of that today, and maybe get the back wheel on. It's still off, but I don't have the brakes pads yet. I don't have they haven't come in yet, so I could probably get wheel on. I still have the drive belt cover off, because I was having a look at that, and I still have to put oil in the final drive here. So maybe we can do that, and just various things to get it ready. I've already put a new battery in it. I put a new brake lever on this side. I'll just see, it needs new oil. I've got to put a new oil filter on and put new oil in it. So there's a few things we can get done, and hopefully the brake pads will show up and I'll get them on too. If not, I'll have to maybe do a different video. Just depends on the timing of that. So let's get started. Okay, got everything ready here. I decided I'm going to put the back wheel on first because the shock is hanging up by a piece of rope here, and I need to untie that so I can get the seat off for doing the plugs and stuff. So we'll go ahead and put the back wheel on. I don't have the brakes yet, but that's okay. The wheel can go on anyways. And one thing I was going to show you guys is these are the bolts that hold the swing arm on, and they had never-sees on them, so I cleaned them off with the wire wheel, and then I'm just running this this dye over the threads just by hand. I'm not cutting anything new here, but I just want to make sure, like, see, there's a tough spot right there. Just making sure they're clean. You want to have smooth operation on these. So there's a little tight spot right there. It's just got like some grit or something in there. I never used to do this until I got myself a tap and die set, and now I do it all the time. It's not like the threads are damaged or anything. I'm just more or less just using it to clean them out. It's a really good way to get right in there. See, now it moves back and forth. You know, you could get away without doing it, sure, but you kind of want this to kind of spin on there nice like that. See, it wasn't doing that before. So I'll just check, make sure this one's good. This is also good to see if your bolt is stretched too, because what will happen is you'll spin it on there and then you just won't get past a certain spot, and if you look at it, the gap between the threads is stretched, and then the bolt's likely to snap. So it's better to find out now than later. So that feels good. So those are good, and I'm gonna put never-sees back on those. That was really nice finding that like that. And then so here is the opposite. I'm just gonna go inside and clean out these in here. And hopefully you can see down here. Here, I'm gonna move you over. There, I just moved you over to the side so you can see what I'm doing here. So here again, these are the bolt holes that those big bolts are going to go into. And same thing, I just want to clear this out. There's no reason to think that there's anything really wrong with the threads. I just want to get the junk out of there. And then you should be able to just turn this by hand, in and out. You know, if you start cutting new threads, then you might have a problem. But you'll see when I pull it out, there'll be a bunch of stuff on the so I'm just lightly turning this. And this should come out by hand. There. So it's not like I'm trying to take off any metal. Just want to get any dirt and grit, that kind of stuff. Just makes me feel better about bolting this on. You don't want any of this coming loose, and when I torque it down, I want to make sure that it's properly torqued and there's no grit in here. Yeah, that's coming through now. Yeah, so not too bad, no metal flakes, and you just want to make sure that if you start seeing metal flakes, there's probably some damage in there. Most likely not, though. It's I didn't suspect anything wrong with that. But yeah, so those are ready to go, and so I think the wheel will go on first. And I'll put some more grease. I've already got some grease on here, but I'll put a little bit more. And then I'll put the wheel on. Yeah, one more thing before I slide this on. I want to check the air pressure. If you don't have one of these things, I highly recommend getting one of these little air compressors. I use this thing all the time. Just a little cordless handheld air compressor, and it works great. It's got a digital... Yeah, I'm going for 33. I find you have to go like a little bit past, and then it settles back down. Yeah, see? There's 33. So yeah, I'll just grease that out really good. There. Okay. There. Got the swing arm here. So there's a bearing in here that you got to check, and this one feels really good. The seal looks really good, and it's one of those pre-packed bearings. Like, I could get this out of here and pick this little red cover off and repack it, but I suspect it's probably fine, so I'm just gonna leave it. But it's not loose or anything, so I don't think it needs to be changed out this time around. And everything looks good. And then you take your swing arm and let's feed that on there like so. And now you can put your big holder bolts on. And these I'm going to put never sees on, because that was good. I've seen videos of these getting stuck in there. I'll just zip these in real quick and then I'll torque them. The service manual calls for 36 foot-pounds of torque on these here. So I've got that set on my torque wrench here. There we go. Let's double check that. There we go. So there. This axle nut is a 27mm socket. And then I'm just going to double check the torque on that. The axle nut is torqued to 102 foot-pounds of torque. And the shock is 29. Okay. You can hear all the kids playing outside. It's the Canada day-long weekends, so everybody's out having fun. The weather's really nice too, so that's good. It's good to see. Okay, so let's get this untied. So again, just running this tap through just by hand. Just want to make sure that's clean. And then we grab our bolt. We'll put a little bit of this on here. There we go. Just make sure that goes on nicely. There. Okay, I've got something I'm going to try here, and hopefully it'll work. I don't have the brake on there. I'd get someone to hold the brake and then torque this down. So we got to go all the way up to 102, 100, 102. Okay. What I was going to say, in my last video, I think I discovered how this was just loose, and that might be a common thing. So if you guys are finding your wheels loose back here, it ended up not being the bearing. It was just this nut was loose, and it's not the type that has a cotter pin through it. Like if you look at it, there's no cotter pin or anything. It's just got like a self-locking washer built into the back of the axle nut here, and maybe that wears out over time and might need to be replaced. I think I looked it up. They're about $15 to order it, so I'm going to torque this up, see how it goes, keep checking it, and if I have a problem with it backing off, I'm going to I'll end up replacing this. But I have a feeling that other people might be having the same problem. So anyways, so let's go to 102 here. There we go. There we go, 102. Yeah. So no wiggle at all. So there's this little cover that goes on. I think it goes like so. Something like that. Yeah. So Allen head bolt. I think that's the right one. Hope I didn't mix that up, but I think it is. So if not, I'll have to take it off. Put the right one on. That's the trouble with having a bit of a gap in between taking something apart and putting it back together, but I've been waiting for parts and time to do it. All that, so there's that. Put that back on there like that. Okay, so now I'm waiting for my brake pads, and there's not much more I can do here. So here's the caliper. This one sits here like so, and then this one comes around. Oh, actually it goes through here like so, and something like that. Yeah. Anyways, I'm just gonna put it down here on the floor for now. Okay, moving on to changing out the spark plugs. There's a cover here that you need to get off in order to access the spark plugs. And to get this off, you gotta take the seat off. I gotta take this rod that's disconnected up at the top here. There's a little pin on the other side, I'll show you. So here, this little guy here. We'll pull this out. Yeah, drop that on the floor. And then there. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now, there. Voila. Let's take this little cover off. It's a nice little tray here to put your screws and stuff. Let's go to the other side. Hi. What's going on?
Hello.
Yeah.
Some stuff on the deck. Yeah.
Cool.
How's the swing?
Swinging. She's a swinger.
That's what people call my thing for silver wings.
Oh yeah, the swing.
Yeah.
I lost a little nut like this. Well, I didn't lose it. It dropped down somewhere. But one thing I was looking at after I got the seat off, I'm not sure if taking out these 4 nuts off the seat bolts is the right way to go. There's also this bolt here I didn't quite see when I had the seat on. I'm not sure if you can see it to get this off, but it looks like if you could get onto this and just pull it out, it'd be the one bolt, the whole seat would come off. But so I'm not sure. I think when I get the seat back on, I'll have a look and see if you can see this. If it's the case, then probably just have to take this bolt out and not struggle with these 4 little nuts. I've lost one. I only got the 3 right here. I don't know, dropped down. I'll find it somewhere. If not, I got more. So I just wanted to point that out. Okay, so now that this cover's off, and let's see. So we've got this spark plug boot right here. See if I can handle this in such a way. I'm gonna reach in here and pull out the boot. They're fairly long. Come on. There we go. Put that out of the way. I'll reach down, yeah. So, there. I think that'll work like that. Okay. So here's the spark plug. And there are these smaller style spark plugs. I'll show you what like a regular one looks like. Yeah, so here's the one that came out of the Silver Wing. This is out of my Toyota pickup. So you can see the size comparison. This one's a lot smaller in the threads. And then I think this is out of the Honda CB650. I'm not sure about this one. But yeah, fairly small. Probably don't need to torque this one too tight. I think these break here fairly easily, so you gotta be careful, and you don't want to end up with a broken stud down inside your head. That would be bad. So I looked up the spark plug gap on in the manual. It says between 0.31 and 0.35. So I'll pick 0.32, and that one's, so 0.32 fits in there. 0.35, no. Yeah, so yeah, it's like 0.3, probably 0.33. So that's good. And go ahead and put that one in. Just getting another little extension on here. Make it a little more comfortable. There. So when you're tightening these down, you should feel that little washer crush a little bit. And then it should stop, like right there. And then that's probably tight enough. It's really easy to over tighten these ones. Push that on. And then this one. Same thing here. We'll get out of the way. It's a little easier to get that one out of the way. Yeah. Not much pressure on that at all. That should be it. Get my little magnet. Have a look at the plug. Looks good. It's a nice brown. Looks exactly the same as the other plug. Nothing really wrong with that at all. So here's the old one. Here's the new one. And this little washer here, you should tighten it in until you feel it touch, and then there's another little, about, you know, quarter turn as this thing crushes down, so you'll feel it touch, and then you feel a little bit of a smoosh, and then it's tight. Yeah. Let's check the gap. So we're going for 3.2 and not bigger than 3.5. So that's right in the sweet spot. I think that's hitting the end there. you should feel the washer crushing, and then it gets tight again. I can feel it. So now the washer's crushed, and now it's actually tight. So I just a little bit more, like that. That's all you need on that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And I'll save these as spares. There's nothing really wrong with them. They're just used. Be good to throw these in your little toolkit. Just to keep. It's always good to keep spare plugs with you. That's what I'm gonna do. I'll put them on the bike somewhere. Okay, so moving on to the air filter. So I gotta take this back handlebar rack thing off the back. So there's these four bolts that come out, and this thing should come off. All four. This thing just lifts off. Whoa, there's like a weird wasp nest under there. Goodbye. There we go. So this little cover kind of slides out. Okay. And then, so that loosens off right here. And then there's one more screw up top. So I'll put these screws on that. Don't step on that. And then we've got a screw here. And another one here. We'll just be gentle pulling it off. Oh yeah, I can feel that just pop loose. Oh yeah, pop, pop, pop. There you go. That's weird, hey? What is that? I don't know what this is for. It's weird, it goes all the way up to there. That is really strange. Huh. Well, that's a mystery for me. I don't know what all this is on here for. What do you guys think that's for? Huh, I'll have to look into that. So there's a series of screws you gotta take off to get this thing off. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's be behind door number 1. Oh, she's dirty. Okay. Yep. So you can take that cover off without taking the foot peg bracket off. It's not a problem. I think. Yeah. And then let's see what's holding this on. Oh, there's a screw holding this on too. Man, there's like 20 freaking screws in here. Okay. So that one's kind of special. Put that one there. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I think it's about time we change this. You can see how dirty it is here. Yeah. So that could go in the garbage. And then we'll get out our new one. Oh, the old scooter will be happy to breathe better. Okay, I'm pretty sure it just goes in here like that. Okay. So that's in there. Let's start putting this back on. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm back. I just had to go and run and help my wife out. She was cleaning the barbecue and she had the lid up and she went and moved it. She was holding on to it like this and the lid came down and slammed down on both her thumbs. And she was in a lot of pain there, poor girl. So I just had to go and wrap up her thumbs and give her some ice and some anti-inflammatory and yeah, so that was a little bit exciting there for a bit. Poor girl, trying to get the barbecue ready, and she had that happen. That was unfortunate. Yeah, she'll be all right though. It wasn't really bleeding or anything. I don't think it's broken or nothing. It's just kind of painful, you know. I'll go in and check on her in a little bit here. Her daughter's with her right now, so she should be okay right now. But yeah, that's painful, man. And whole damn limbs, the whole lid slammed down on her thumbs. Shit. That sucks. I think this might be the last screw. This one. Oh, yeah, there's one here. Okay, so that's on. Well, I'm pretty stumped on what this is for. It was tucked up underneath here and it ended up right up here, and then the end of it is just kind of looks like it's been pulled out of something. Nobody seems to know what it's for. It's got to be some aftermarket wiring thing. I don't know why there's so much extra wire here. It really boggles the mind. I don't know what it's for. But like these things, I'll probably it'll make sense down the road when I do more work on this bike or something. So what I'm going to do for now is just make it safe, so it's not, you know, just a bare wire, and make sure it doesn't, you know, connect together. And I'll just tuck it back on the bike, and then hopefully it all makes sense one day. And yeah, because I don't know what that's all about. It's just weird. It's just all wrapped around here. Let's tuck it in. Tuck it in like so. There. Here. Yeah, at least it's safe. It's not gonna like dangle around and start. For me, it could be connected to something and could start sparking or something. I don't want that. So until I figure out what it's for, that's really strange. So I'd probably put the side cover back on, start screwing that up, and then I'll work over to the seat. This looks like it's been broken off. I didn't break this, but it's already kind of broken off. Yeah, it came off right here. You can see it just snapped off. This stuff is so flimsy, eh? And then we'll just give this a sweep. I wonder if I should try to glue that on with some JB Weld or something, eh? Epoxy. I think it's worth gluing that on. I've got this stuff. It's like a putty. I could probably maybe glue that on, and I mean, it's worth a try. I'm not in a rush to get this back together, so let's have a look at that. Okay, let's try to do a quick repair on this. We'll give it the college try. I don't really know how well this will work, but so this here is a really old batch of this magic putty, and I think it might still be good. I'll mix this up and I'll see if I can glue this back on. It's worth a try. But first, I'll just scuff this up a little bit. We'll just try and fix it. We'll just see. So this stuff is like it's got the hardener on the outside, and so we'll just take a bunch of it. Looks like this end will be better. I've had this sitting around in my shop for years. Let's see if we can make this work. And there's some plastic on here. Let's peel that off. And then the trick is to just mash all this in like this. And then mix it all up. So I'll get this all mixed up and then I'll bring you back when I go to put it on, okay? Alright. So it's made this little putty and it smells like it's activating. It smells kind of epoxy. So I'll just push this on like so. How does that? Yeah, I went like that. Like so. Here. Let's see if that holds on there. If not, whatever. I'll bring you guys back in a few days to show you if that cured or not. Okay, so now I'm going to put the drain plug and screen back in. I'm just going to hose this out real quick with some brake clean. There. Okay, so the screen's clean. Get the spring, and I've got a new seal for the drain plug here. When I took this plug off, it was extremely tight, so I thought maybe it was leaking on whoever was working on it, and possibly this gasket wasn't working so well for them, so I'm going to change it out. Pick that out and clean in behind it. You can tell by looking at the head, it's been torqued on and sort of, you know, over tightened or hard to get off at least. So here's our new gasket. Just pop that in there like so. And it should be good to go. And then here's our new oil filter. Okay, so I'll just show you real quick how I'm going to put this. I'm going to put the screen up like this with the spring, and then the drain cap like that, and that's going to go up inside the machine. Okay, so hopefully you can see it in here. I'm just going to put a bit of oil around the filter just to lubricate that spring. Everybody knows that one. And we're just going to tighten this on. And hopefully you can see what's going on. There. That's tight. How does that look? Okay. So this should go up in there like so. Goes on like so. And then tighten it down. There we go. That would be crazy tight. Tight is good. I got some Rotella here. And I've heard lots of good things about it. Everybody seems to like this stuff. I don't see a picture of a scooter on here though, but hopefully it's a good idea to use this oil. It was actually cheaper than the 1030, so I'm going to give it a whirl. So it says 2.2 liters. And you fill it, and then we'll check it. So if this is 5, so it's 4, so that's 1 liter. So 2 liters, so somewhere around here. And then we'll start checking it. Alright, that's pretty close. I think I'll put this in and I'll run it for a bit and then check it. I want to run it, but I don't want it to be too noisy. There, I'll slide that on there. Just put this hanger bolt on just for temporary. So I can run it. just on there hand tight. And yeah, I think I can just start it. Cool. I'll let that run a minute. Okay, it's the next day, and I wanted to show you guys how this little fix turned out. So you can see, I can hold the whole piece up, move it around quite a bit. So yeah, it actually worked out pretty good. I mean, I can't even dig my fingernail into that stuff anymore. So right on. So I think I'll be able to put that on, and we'll get started with that right now. There we go. Alright. Alright. I'll start putting these little screws back in. This is all pop back into place. This cover here goes on. There we go. There. There. Now I'll put the back armrest rack thing on, and yeah, pretty easy. You just take these 4 bolts, they're all the same size. 12mm heads on them. Just get them started. And as usual, I'll just hand torque them down, make sure they're tight. Alright, so that's good. Got that on there now. So I'll put this little cover over the engine here, cover up the spark plugs. It just takes these couple of screws. One on this side, and one on this side. And that locks that down. Next I'll do the seat. So before I put the seat on, I want to fix up this seat support thing. So when you open the seat, this helps hold the seat up, but it's not quite strong enough to hold the weight of the seat. And I think this is probably a common problem for a lot of you guys out there with these silver wings. So what I think is a good solution for this is I got this little piece of pipe, I cut it to length, and I squished it down a little bit. This is like a piece of a patio furniture set. So you could probably find, you know, a chair leg or something similar, and then just cut it to length, squish it down in the vise, just so it fits over this little flat spot here, but still is round enough, you know. And then the trick is, so when the seat comes up, it kind of binds into it right like that, and then when you want the seat to go down, it'll go down like that, and then when you lift it up, it'll automatically just rest like that. And then when you got to lift the seat or put the seat back down, just go like so. Yeah, I'm gonna try that and we'll see how it works. So I'll just put the seat on. I'm still not sure if this is the correct way, but when I get it down, I'll let you guys know what I think. I think there might be a better way of doing this. So yeah, just this little keeper. It's like a similar keeper thing that's on your trailer, something like that. It goes in there, and then yeah. So there's the new seat. So when you want it up, so it's resting on the new little piece of pipe. If you want to lower it down, just go like that. Lift it up, and it stays. Simple. Okay. Now, as far as the seat coming off in a different way here, there's a little screw. Yeah, I see. I don't think you can see. I don't think you can see that. Yeah. It's impossible to get on that. Like, where is it? I can't even feel it. Oh, maybe that's it right there. Yeah, so there's a bolt right under here, but I don't think you'd ever get that off. It's just, you need to come through here to get that one out. And then even still, it's like this long, so we'd never pull out through the side here, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think so. No. So even raising the seat up doesn't really get you. I can't see it. It's like, yeah, no, there's no way. You'd have to drill a hole in the seat or something if you wanted to do it that way. I'd take out the 4 nuts and try not to lose them. So I've got to fill up the final drive oil on the scooter, and so what I've got here is a big syringe thing for fluids, and I got it hooked up to a little piece of clear tube hooked up to a smaller piece of black tube, because it's the clear tube is as big as the hole, and I kind of need it to know when I'm full, so it needs to kind of ooze out a little bit. So this will probably prevent that. So that's why I went to this smaller piece, so I can kind of stick it in and watch it dribble out. And this whole process is probably going to take a while, because I'm going to take this off. I'm going to hang this up with this piece of wire, like so, and then maybe just hang it off the rear shock or something, and then just slowly fill it, and hopefully it'll slowly go in. That's the plan. Okay, so here's the final drive here. This is where you fill it. This is the plug that goes in, and it needs to come up to this level so you can see it coming out. So I'm going to feed this tube in like so, and just kind of hook this up to the rear shock so it'll hold it for me like so. And then, so I'm just using the same oil I put in the engine. It's Rotella 1540, and it calls for 1030, so it doesn't call for any like heavy duty gear oil or anything, like 90 weight stuff. So just gonna put this in here and hopefully it goes in. It's gonna be slow though. So yeah, so I'll bring you back when this is full, because this is going to take a while to fill up. Okay, so I got that full now, so I'll pull this out and you can see it starting to ooze out there. So I'm going to let that settle, because I probably overfilled it a bit. And this ended up taking about 5 of these full, and it was taking so long I ended up pushing it in with the plunger just to hurry things along. And I think the last push I overfilled a little bit, so I'm just going to let that drip out a bit, and then I can take this off now, and then I'll put the cap back on, or the plug or whatever, and that's full. So yeah, this little syringe thing is pretty handy. I've used this for a bunch of different little things. It was like, I don't know, $8 or something. It comes with this little plunger thing, and yeah, pretty handy. Okay, so this has stopped oozing out now, so I'm pretty happy that the level's right at where it's supposed to be. So I'll put this plug in. And then I'll tighten it up. Doesn't have to be crazy tight, just tight. Okay, so now I can move on and put this this side cover on the drive pulley here. Okay, so we'll go to put the cover on, and I just wanted to point out that there's a bearing in here, and you want to make sure that this isn't all loose and wobbly, and you want some smooth action on here. And it doesn't look like it's leaked out all its grease or anything. It's got a cover over here keeping the grease in, and you know, this one still is pretty good, so we're gonna leave it in. And it's just good to check that. Now the bolts on that go on around the outside, it's a little bit tricky. It's not exactly straightforward. You got these big ones, you've got these smaller silver ones, and you got these longer black ones, and they all kind of have their specific place. It took me a little bit. Oh yeah, and there's these Allen head bolts too. So I'll try my best to kind of show you where they go. So this, just got to feed it over the drain plug for the final drive. There's a little hole cut out for it. And there's also the breather tube for the final drive. Just goes through the little hole right here. Okay. And then that should just slide on over top of that bearing. So I would start with these bigger silver ones. There's 3 that kind of help cage this bearing. And we'll get them started. And we'll spin those ones in and get them out of the way. So that's those 3 there. And we'll just check the torque with this hand. Just make sure that they're nice and snug. Okay, so that's that 3. Okay. Now we're going to switch to these little ones. So a little silver one goes here, one goes right here on the end, and another one. Well, this is when you look at the cover, and so this is the top here, and so you see where this one's got bushing built into the plastic housing. Same with this one. This one's covered over, so that means that there's a bolt. It's hiding a bolt, so that would be this one right here. So that one just goes directly in, and there's another one on the bottom right here. It's covered over, so there's a bushing here, so that one just gets bolted through here. And these ones are the black ones, so all the black ones go through there. Silver ones go in behind, like so. So you just kind of hold it up like a map. So this silver one goes right down in here. And then there's one more silver one right here. Kind of hides in the middle there. And that one is a little bit narrow. I have to use a different narrower socket for that one. So I'll just get that one turned in right away. There, so that one's tight already. So tighten these ones down. And then there's this one under here. Wherever it went. Oh, it's right there. Okay. And then this one over here. Okay. Now I'll go around and just check those. Make sure they're good. I've already checked that one. There. Okay. So I would call this the first cover, and then the second cover is this one, and it's got these 4 little Allen head bolts, and they look like this, and they go here, 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 and here. And so we'll put the second cover on, and it's just got to feed over the little plug for the final drive oil. So this one goes here. Let's get them all started. Okay. Around, just make those are all snug. And then there's one under here. There we go. Okay, so that's all that's left is these black ones. And like I was saying, the black ones go right where all these silver bushings are. Okay, and then that goes on. Oh, before I put that on, before I forget, there's this wire here for the, pretty sure that's something to do with the ABS sensor. So we just tuck that in like so. That's where that goes. And then put the cover on. Then we got our black bolts. We got them started. Oh, these are getting sorry. Okay, so I'll run all these in now. There. And that's that. Everything's looking pretty good. Now we gotta put this foot peg on. There's a little spot underneath here. It's kind of tricky. You wanna there. So that's caught that. And then this one, it has the big long head. You see how they're different? So I believe the big long headed one goes down here. And then the big, this one will go here. There. Nice and tight, sides all hooked up, and that's how that should look. Okay, looking pretty good. Now we just need brakes. Well, the Silver Wing's almost ready to go on the road. Just gotta wait for some brake pads, and then once I get them in, I'll put them on, and this thing's pretty much good to go. Sort of turned into a bit of a longer video than I expected. Sorry about that. It's hard to fit it all in, and you know, edit it just right so it's short but entertaining at the same time, I guess. But I want to thank you for watching, and we'll bring you back real soon when I get the brakes on here and we take it out for its first drive, and I'll let you know what I think of it and everything. And yeah, hope you guys are having a good start to the summer, and we'll see you again real soon. Center Stand Mechanics out.